You're 6 when a scout shows up at your local pitch and watches you for exactly 4 minutes. Afterward, he tells your dad you've been spotted. Not picked out of 40 kids who were all decent. Spotted. Like you're a rare bird. Your dad cries a little. You don't really understand why yet, but you like the attention. You're 9 and you join an academy 3 hours from home. They put you up in a dorm with other kids who were also spotted. Breakfast is weighed and measured. Bedtime is enforced by a man with a clipboard. Nobody calls it strict. They call it professional standards. You miss your mom, but you don't say so because the other boys don't say so either. You're 13 and you're the smallest kid in your age group, so the coaches start giving you an injection every few months to help you grow. Nobody explains it properly, they just say it'll help you catch up. You catch up. You also start wondering what else around here gets explained with a shrug. You're 16 and you make your first team debut for 90 seconds. The internet decides in those 90 seconds that you are either the next great talent or a waste of a squad number. You learn fast that everyone has an opinion on you and none of them know you. You're 19 and you sign your first real contract. The number has more zeros than you can read out loud without practicing. Your agent takes a cut. Your family takes a cut. You buy your mom a house and a car you can't legally drive yet in some countries. You wake up that morning and the first thing you do, before coffee, before training, is buy another car, just because you can. It feels incredible for about 6 hours. You're 22 and you're famous enough that you can't go to the supermarket. Strangers know your jersey number better than your own cousins know your birthday. You eat dinner in private rooms now. You used to think fame meant everyone loves you. Turns out it means everyone has a use for you. You're 25 and you score the winning goal in a final that matters more than any goal should reasonably matter to anyone. Your face gets printed on flags, murals, the side of buildings in cities you've never visited. For one night, you are the most important person in millions of lives, and somehow you still go home and eat dinner alone because most of the people in your life now work for you instead of just knowing you. You're 28 and a tabloid prints something about your private life that isn't true, and your lawyer says fighting it will draw more attention, so you let it sit there, untouched, in front of millions of people. You learn that being famous means losing the right to correct the record. You bury that one quietly the way you've buried 100 small unfairnesses before it, because complaining makes you look ungrateful, and ungrateful is the one thing a man making this much money is never allowed to look. You're 31, and your knees start sending you messages your brain doesn't want to receive. You realize somewhere around here that your body was never really yours. It's been a shared asset since you were 9 years old, on loan to coaches, sponsors, national federations, 50,000 people in a stadium who paid for the right to watch you risk it. You're 34 and you think for one afternoon about just walking away. No statement, no farewell tour, just gone. You picture it clearly. The quiet, the anonymity, a life where nobody needs anything from your legs. Then you remember the people on your payroll, the sponsors with clauses, the country that has quietly decided you belong to it a little, and you realize walking away isn't really a door that opens for you anymore. So you keep playing. You're 37, and you give an interview where they ask what you'll be remembered for. You give the answer everyone expects, the trophies, the goals, the years of work. What you don't say is that the people who ran the federations, who signed the broadcast deals, who built stadiums in your name and sold replica shirts with your number on the back, will mostly be remembered as a footnote next to you, when really it was the other way around the whole time. They built an empire and you were, for a few decades, its most useful employee. You retire at 39 and there's no real ending, just a last match, a guard of honor, a montage on television set to music you didn't choose. People cry. You don't, not on camera anyway. Later, you sit in a quiet house that's bigger than you need, surrounded by trophies that don't ask anything of you anymore, and you realize the whole thing worked. Somehow, against fairly long odds. You made it through, body mostly intact. Name still your own. Nobody can say you didn't survive it well. And for a kid who got spotted on a pitch at 6 years old and handed over to a system that was never really built with his well-being in mind, simply making it out the other side Still standing, still yourself, counts as winning.